Welcome to the aXcelerate Learning Series. In this lesson, we'll be covering the following topics. Each section is bookmarked and timestamped for easy navigation. You can also adjust your video playback speed to suit your own pace. To help you get the most out of this lesson, we do recommend that you download our notes guide within the description box below, and do take notes as you go through the video to help form questions for the Q&A session. I'll hand you over to our expert now. Happy learning.
Hi, my name is Teresa. This lesson will cover the aXcelerate report builder as well as AVETMISS reporting. We will be touching on how to create and save reports, as well as how to prepare your files for AVETMISS reporting. Let's get started. So let's start with understanding what the report builder is all about. aXcelerate's report builder enables users to create, customize, and run reports to extract data from the system. The data that is retrieved and how it is displayed is highly customizable and controlled by the report builder. When using the report builder, it's important to understand what type of data you're trying to measure. This information will guide you towards the type of report you should choose. Alright, let's get started into the report builder. In your aXcelerate account, you should hover over reports and click on the report builder feature. In this section, I will be taking you through the report builder and how to customize and save your reports. When you head into this page, you will notice that almost every report comes with a live and a warehouse version. As such, it is important to note the difference between the two. Every night, aXcelerate runs a full backup of the database and copies and restores it onto our reporting database server. An automated system task then runs a series of scripts to prepare aggregations. The benefit of this is that when aXcelerate users wish to report on this data the following day, the warehouse reports run quickly because all the calculations have already been done. This means that when you run a warehouse report, you will be able to see or gain in-depth analysis and business insights without large loading times. Please note that when you run a warehouse report, this will only contain data from yesterday and older. It will not contain today's data. If you wish to run a data that includes updates that you have made today in your aXcelerate system, you must run a live report. Please note that live reports, however, do not allow any aggregations. Now let's run through our report categories. On this page, there are several reports, and this is a very long list of reports. However, you can collapse the reports and look at the different categories that it relates to, and simply click on the reports that you require or the section that you require. This makes it a lot easier to search for the reports that you're after. Alternatively, you can use our search feature here, type in a keyword, and be able to display the reports that you're looking for. Now, I'm going to demonstrate a class enrollment warehouse report in our demonstration today. So let's click into the warehouse class enrollments report. On this screen, you will start seeing some default filters. Filters are what you'll use to narrow down your report so that you will not see every single piece of data in your aXcelerate account. For example, you may want to filter on enrollment statuses. You may want to only look at in-progress students, or you may just want to look at completed students. There are several filters you can select from to help you narrow down your results further. Simply type in the keywords you're after. As an example, you may want to look at students who have completed their courses last month. In this scenario, I'm going to delete all the filters and simply leave the enrollment status as one of my filters. I am also looking for the completed date filter. In this case, I will simply type in date, scroll down and select the filter that best matches my search. When you come to a date filter, you will have several options to choose from. In this case, I'm going to look at last week or perhaps last month. And these are the filters that you can set when building your reports. Now we're going to look at display fields. Display fields are different from filters because they show you what you want to see on the report itself, which can be very different from filters. By clicking on the display fields, we have some default display fields already set up for you. You can move these categories around to suit the order of how you would like the data to be displayed. You can also delete or add certain display fields. As such, you cannot move display fields across the different categories or sections, but you can move them within the section itself. As such, once you're done setting up your report filters and display fields, you can then run the report by clicking on the Submit button. aXcelerate will show you the results exactly the way that you have designed it to be. To summarize, we have just looked at how to create a report, how to set your report filters, and also how to customize your display fields. In the next section, we are going to look at how to use the designer and chart options available to you per report. The chart options allow you to visually represent the data returned by your reports using various chart types. You can also save your reports with chart options that can then be displayed as a widget on your aXcelerate dashboard. Let's look at creating our chart options. First of all, let's click into this Chart Options button and select the type of chart that you would like to use. In this case, we will select a bar chart. We will also select the x-axis, which is the type of information you would like to display on your charts. For example, we can see the number of students enrolled across different qualifications. Let's go Done. I'm also going to change the filter so that we can look at more qualitative results. So let's change it to In Progress and remove the completion date. In this example, we are looking at all In Progress students enrolled in the aXcelerate account. Simply hit the Submit button. You will see more results this time because of the difference in the filter. However, we can now see the chart representation. Click on the Chart tab. aXcelerate will now display the information in a bar chart. Similarly, you may have remembered that you can display this as a pie chart as well. Now let's look at how the designer works. The designer allows you to create reports that allow for the grouping of data at several levels. The grouping will determine the order in which the data is displayed. So let's have a look at how this works. We are going to click into the Designer button after setting up your report filters and display fields. You can then select a grouping. For example, we are going to select the qualification code. And this will allow us to see how students are grouped across different qualifications. You may also add a second grouping level, such as, for example, the enrollment status. You can also select the default display, which allows you to see the results view that you would like to be displayed first when you run the report. So let's go with the print format in this example and click Done. When you hit the Submit button, aXcelerate will show you the designer format. This is how the designer presents its information. It allows you to group the information according to your selected categories. You can see in this example that there are 4 students under this particular qualification code and 2 students in the second qualification code. You may also choose to collapse these rows and compress the information as such, or then choose to expand the information. To summarize this section, I have just shown you how to set up your chart and designer view for a report. Now let's look at how to save your reports. When you run a report by clicking on the Submit button, you can save the report by hovering over to Save and give the report a name of your choice. You can then add a description and choose to share internally with other administrative users or other roles, or say this report is just for yourself and no one else can see it. Simply hit the Submit button to save. I will rename this to something more meaningful. When you save a report, it sits under your Saved Reports menu. Simply type in a keyword as such, hit the play button, and you will see now that all the filters and display fields have been saved. I'm also going to show you how to export reports. Reports can be exported in the following format: as a PDF, Excel, or CSV. Simply click into the format that you would like, and aXcelerate will download the report automatically for you on your computer. In this section, I've just shown you how to save a report as well as export a report. Now I am going to demonstrate how to run a pre-validation AVETMISS check in aXcelerate. Head to Reports and click on AVETMISS. This feature allows you to check the aXcelerate system for some of the most common areas that the NCVER AVS software will pick up during the validation process. To get started, simply select the validation type as aXcelerate, then select the collection period that applies to your reporting period. In this example, I'm going to switch this to 2021. Also, select the relevant collection type that applies to you. In this example, I'm going to use end of year. Next, select your state reporting format. In this example, we are going to use National and NCVER as our reporting format. If you are not using Net 30A, which applies to any non-nationally recognized training, untick this checkbox. If you are no longer using NYA outcomes, which is a deprecated field, untick this as well. Next, let's look at our funding sources. You would want to untick any funding source that does not apply to the national reporting. In this case, 11, 13 and 15 is not part of national reporting. However, for fee-for-service students as well as CRICOS students, they will fall part of your national reporting files. It is also important to include blank because this allows the system to pick up any students without a funding source attached to them. Once you're done setting up these parameters, scroll down and run a AVETMISS report. On this page, aXcelerate will show you or display some of the most common errors that it has picked up prior to submitting your net files to NCVER. To know what these errors represent, simply open up the area by clicking into the arrow on the left. These error messages come with an explanation of what is missing. To troubleshoot the errors, simply click into the hyperlink. aXcelerate will open this in a new tab and you can adjust accordingly. For example, aXcelerate has flagged that this qualification does not have nominal hours. So you can simply enter the nominal hours, scroll down and submit. When you go back to the aXcelerate report, you are able to rerun the report, which then updates you of the errors. For more information about troubleshooting these errors, please refer to our aXcelerate help guides. Next, I am going to demonstrate how to integrate the NCVER AVETMISS software with aXcelerate. For this demonstration, we are going to do this in our staging environment. If you would like to do this, please do this in your live environment. To integrate with NCVER, simply go to Reports and click on NCVER Validation. Then click on Go to System Settings. Look for the NCVER API Integration section and then click on Connect. Next, generate the user code. aXcelerate will generate a code for you, which you will then copy the code. Then, let's open a new tab and log into NCVER. For this example, we are going to log into our staging NCVER AVETMISS account. When you get to this page, click into your avatar in the top right and click on Activate Oath Token. To enter your user code, you may have to go back to aXcelerate again and copy the code that you had previously generated. Simply paste your code into the box and hit Submit. Then click on Allow. We have successfully integrated aXcelerate with NCVER. To verify the connection, head back to your aXcelerate account and test the connection. This tells us that our connection is successful. Now, when you run an AVETMISS report, this will allow you to directly upload your net files to NCVER. Select your collection period, scroll down and hit Run AVETMISS Report. This will push all your net files into the NCVER AVETMISS software. Just to recap, we have gone through how to create and save reports, how to use the designer and chart options, and also how to prepare your AVETMISS files with and without the NCVER integration. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.
Thanks for joining us today for the aXcelerate Learning Series. We hope this session was informative. Now go to the description box below and book your spot on the live Q&A session. We also value any suggestions and feedback, so you can also find our feedback link in the description box below. See you next time.